Alright, so out of nowhere, Union Los Angeles and Jordan Brand came together to collaborate on this Jordan 1 sneaker, and let me tell you, it's a special one. Now I got 2 pairs of these. I have not opened this one yet. It is a sealed box. The other one I did open. They're both the same color. I'll show you that in just a second, but I'll tell you a bit of a story about this shoe. So essentially, Union Los Angeles, which is a streetwear and sneaker store in Los Angeles, they collaborated and came together with Jordan Brand, or at least the Energy team at Jordan Brand. The Energy team is responsible for making energy releases at Nike and at Jordan, but they came together with Union, or with the owner of Union, to collaborate on this shoe. So I'm going to tell you more about that, but first, let's get into this box. Where's my pocket knife? Oh, there. Perfect. Alright. Somehow get this out. Alright, here we go. Now before I get into the shoe or even into the box, I will say that Chris Gibbs, the owner of Union Los Angeles, he's the one that worked with the Energy team at Nike and at Jordan Brand to make this shoe, and Chris Gibbs is somebody that loves a vintage and old school vibe, and you can see that all over the box here, and especially on the shoes. Now on the top of the box here, we have a whole bunch of old school Nike branding and advertisements, just like the Wing It ad here, and the 11s are on here. There's just a whole bunch of cool branding and advertisement from Jordan Brand in the past, just to commemorate or reinforce that idea of a vintage or throwback feel. Now technically the box is the Energy box from Nike. It is not the classic Jordan Brand box, but it's kind of a mutation of a few Jordan boxes put together into one. The Nike logo on the front of the box here is from classic Jordan or classic Nike boxes, and then the front flap style here, that's actually from the Jordan 3 box. But most memorable on Jordan boxes, on the side here, we do have that little black ring, and that is from the Jordan 11 box. But without further ado, let's open this box and see what the shoes look like. Alright, I'm going to pause right here. Before I even show you the shoes, I'm going to show you the tissue paper that the shoes came wrapped in. So even on the tissue paper that the shoes came wrapped in, they actually sketched or printed on all of the sketches from the design meetings with the head designer at Nike. I believe his name is Paul Savavici. That is from another YouTube sneaker review that I watched on these shoes. But Paul Savavici and Nike, and then of course Chris Gibbs at Union Los Angeles, they sketched up all of these things, detailing out what was going to go on this shoe, and then they brought the most important aspects of that meaning onto the tissue paper. So we can see here they talked about how the laces are going to have a zigzag stitch where the colors change. You'll see that in a second. The box has the OG AJ1 or Air Jordan 1 bottom with an Energy box lid. The swoosh is going to be a suede finish. The midsole of the shoe is not a pure white. It's actually kind of like an oxidized yellow or light yellowing to it. And there's a lot more on here, but of course the logo also on the shoe has that woven Union Los Angeles logo to denote that you are wearing this collaboration piece. Alright, moving on to the shoe. Now before going into each detail of the shoe, I want to tell you why the shoe was made the way it was. So essentially, Chris Gibbs tells the story that when kids loved their Air Jordan 1s so much, they would beat them to the ground, but they would beat them up so much that they weren't even usable anymore. So he has a story where people would literally cut the upper from the lower portion of the shoe and stitch 2 Jordans together to make one usable one, and we see that here with this guy. So I have the blue toe colorway here that Union Los Angeles dropped, and this colorway combines 2 different models from 1985 from an OG Jordan 1 model. On the upper we have the OG black and red colorway, and then on the bottom or the lower portion we have the blue and white storm blue colorway. And then they emphasize this even more by putting a zigzag stitch, very visible in a bright yellow around the ankle collar, all around, portioning out the upper from the lower portion of the shoe. Gives it that kind of Virgil Abloh off-white vibe, that deconstructed vibe, right? And then one really cool thing about these shoes, probably my favorite part, I showed you that in the tissue paper drawings, the laces actually change color halfway through the shoe. So the lower portion is the original laces from the Storm Blue colorway, and then the upper portion has the black laces that came with the OG black and red colorway. And then they change color when they cross over in the bridge of the tongue here. Now when you have these shoes in person, you can really appreciate all of the detailing that was put in to every aspect of the shoe. So when you look at the midsole color, it's not quite white, it's more of a yellow color. When you look at all the leather finishes around each portion of the shoe, they have this kind of yellowing effect to add that vintage or used grungy vibe. Even the laces are done in this yellowy finish compared to the white ones that you might have got with the original release back in 1985. On the tongue, you have that exposed foam. That foam that's inside the actual tongue is exposed, very similar again to that Virgil Abloh release with his Air Jordan 1 and other models that he made with Nike, exposing that foam finish. And then one small detail that you might not even notice if you walk by somebody wearing these, but if you own them, you will notice it. The Air Jordan Wings logo on the side here is actually quite large, and it's bigger than the original Jordan 1 or any Jordan 1 that you have at home most likely, because this Wings logo is from the Jordan 1.5. Now, the Jordan 1.5 was a shoe that Jordan wore for a while before the 2 came out, and the 1.5 had the upper of the Jordan 1, but the midsole and outsole of the Jordan 2, and then with that signature larger Air Jordan brand wing logo on the side. Now, the insole of these shoes, I'll show you here, they have the same sketching and designs as the tissue paper, again, just to add to that story of these shoes. A very subtle detail, because you're never going to see them when the shoes are on, but if you own them, you know what's up. And then in true Jordan fashion, they give you the Jumpman hand tag. Typically, it's more of an acrylic, like hard thing. This is more of a bendable plastic, almost like a pliable plastic. And then it has the word Union engraved under the Jumpman logo. The Nike swoosh on these shoes is a nubuck suede leather, where the other leathers are just a very soft, supple feel. The swoosh is actually a suede finish, but you would never tell that if you just walked by a pair. You would only tell that if you were actually feeling them in your hands tangibly. And then on the medial side of the shoe, we have that Union LA hand tag in a woven yellow finish, again, just to make it more obvious that you're wearing this collaboration piece. I almost forgot, these shoes also do come with different color laces, another pair of the cream to black pair that's already on the shoe, but they do come with a bright yellow pair to match not only the stitching on the upper, but also that Union LA woven tag. And I actually think the yellow might be a good fit on here, although I do like the classic colorways that it came with. Now, while these shoes did not have a lot of chatter beforehand, there was a ton of chatter all over the social networks about these shoes after they came out, because they were so hard to get. A lot of the sneaker blogs and sneaker websites online are actually saying that this could be not only the Jordan of the year, but actually the sneaker of the year. And in my opinion, this is a pretty good contester for sneaker of the year, because again, it has so much thought that was put into this shoe, and so many details that were put into the shoe, that it looks like they actually cared. Now, sometimes new colorways of shoes come out and you go, did they really care about the shoe, or did they just slap on a new color, get them made, and put them out there and add a fancy name to it, right? But these ones, these took a while to make. You can tell there was a lot of thought and care and passion, not only Chris Gibbs at Union Los Angeles, but from the whole Energy team at Nike and Jordan Brand. So all that being said, these are most definitely a Kobe cop. If you got your pair for retail like me, lucky you, because these are going for a lot of money, upwards of $800 to $1,000 US, and way more up here in Canada. But if you're a longtime Jordan fan and just love the way these shoes look, then definitely pick up a pair, because this is a pair of Jordan 1s that you do not want to have out of your collection. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys loved this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Down below, I have a lot more content coming as 2018 wraps up and then 2019 gets rolling. I want to hear your feedback down in the comments below, and then what shoes you want me to review next on my channel. Comment those down below. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.